Hello, I'm Nick Paradiso, Conveying Product Manager at Conair. I'm here to talk to you today about our newest controller release, the SmartFLX. The SmartFLX was developed after many years of understanding what our customers truly want in material handling system control. After learning what our customers loved about our FLX 128 Plus control platform, we developed the SmartFLX to be smarter, faster, and overall capable for any application. What I just put up on the screen is an overall system architecture to understand how many panels are able to be put into a material handling system. When we start to talk about capabilities, it all comes down to the amount of inputs and outputs we have to manage on a material handling system. And that could either be digital inputs and outputs, which are a 0 or a 1 or a yes, no, or what I like to typically call it as a light switch, on-off signal, or we have analog I/O, which is used for our wave conveying systems for variable frequency drives on our pumps, or on the wave valve itself as we're starting to control that servo valve with a 0 to 100% setting. Every system requires a main panel, which comes with an HMI. You can see the difference where the older control had an 8-inch square HMI, where the new control is a 10-inch widescreen. And that allowed us to work with an industrial design consultant to go through user interface enhancements with the SmartFLX control. In addition to the main panel, you can have up to 16 other panels, we'll call them. There's either remote panels or utility panels. They're going to do the same thing. They're add-ons to the SmartFLX system to allow you to have logistically equipment in different parts of the facility, but also start to really stack up all the inputs and outputs that you have to manage for this system. A remote panel is going to have more digital I/O, and a utility panel is going to have more analog I/O based on what type of equipment you have in your system. And lastly, we have the HMI alarm panel. If you'd like to have an HMI anywhere in your plant, or a box with a big klaxon alarm or a light stack, just to be able to put a locational alarm out on the floor, up on a mezzanine, out in a blender room or a material storage room, this is going to be what you typically use for that application. Similar to the FLX 128 Plus, the SmartFLX is a remote I/O system, but we got rid of all the different types of distributed I/O boxes that were required. Previously, you'd have to have all loaders had to be on its certain I/O slices, or all pumps had to be on certain I/O slices, and subsequently all controlled sources such as purge valves or pocket valves had to be on their own slices. On the SmartFLX, we've optimized all the I/O in a system where you can truly fine-tune and understand the exact configuration that we'd like to control, and then we build a configuration around that. What this means for you is it's a more efficient and capital expense up front, because now instead of having multiple slices of inputs and output cards in the control, you can consolidate all of them and you can mix pumps, loaders, and receivers all onto one slice itself. The main differentiator with the SmartFLX in this case is that we have two different networks operating on your material handling system. We have all of the equipment on its own network, and we have all the auxiliary communications, such as the HMIs all communicating with each other, or any third-party equipment that we're integrating into, or non-pneumatic conveying system equipment that we're looking to read certain information from. All of that's going to be on its own network onto the side, and we've isolated all the equipment onto its own network. And we use what we call a PowerLink I/O standard. On this PowerLink I/O network, it's extremely fast, almost 6,000 times faster than the FLX 128 Plus control. And what that allows us to do is we run self-diagnostic tools in real time at all times throughout the life of the control. Well, what we do here is we ping the system every 200 milliseconds, and we ensure that the feedback we get tells us that the proper I/O points are hooked up based on what the configuration is loaded into the control system. What this tells us is that if a cable was to get cut, or there happens to be noise in a system, or something happens, whatever that happens to be, we'll understand that a loader or a pump is not communicating before you run a drying hopper dry or you run a machine dry. It's truly preventative to make sure that the system is properly communicating with itself. Let's dive into the user interface of the SmartFLX. We worked with an industrial design firm to dial in what all the different logos needed to look like, what happens when you hit certain buttons. We wanted to make sure that we minimize the amount of keystrokes that the user needs to use on the control to be able to do any of the features that the control allows you to achieve. What we do here is we have all the equipment is located in sub-menus down on the bottom of the screen, where if I'm looking at pumps, I'm looking at receivers, or I'm looking at my controlled sources in this case. Let's dive into what a receiver looks like in the control. If I go into our mezzanine receiver here in our lab, and what you're able to see is all the associated equipment that's tied to that piece of equipment physically or mechanically. So if I'm on my loader, I'm able to see my vacuum pump that's supplying vacuum to that receiver, and I'm also able to see the controlled source. In this case, it's a wave valve for our wave conveying system that's associated with that receiver. What's awesome about this control is you can dive into all the different pieces of equipment with just the click of one button. Where if I get into the pump, I can go in to see all my pump parameters. I want to go back to my receiver, and then subsequently I can dive back down into the source to be able to adjust a purge time or a wave valve setting in this case. Touching base on the self-diagnostic tools that we had talked about, I'm going to go up into my menu button up on the top. If I back up, notice that the menu button is 3 lines on top of each other. If you take out your smartphone out of your pocket, Android, Apple device, any application is going to have a very similar logo there. We wanted to make this control as user-friendly as possible and something that all of the users can relate to. If we're all looking at our smartphones, sometimes too much in this day and age, but we're seeing all the same different types of logos or icons. A menu icon is typically going to be a bunch of lines stacked on top of each other. So we wanted to follow that same standard. I dive into my menu. If I go down into maintenance, and I go into diagnostics, what this is now going to allow me to show you is all the self-diagnostic tools that we have in the system. If I drive down all the way down into the panel, I can bring up an image of a digital input card in this specific case, and I can see where each of the different inputs I'm looking at. I have a receiver demand sensor. It looks like I'm looking at a pump overload sensor from one of our vacuum pumps. Any of those inputs I'm managing, and if I open this panel, I can dive in and look physically at what that exact card also has wired into it. And if I'm pinging this at all times, if any of these pieces of equipment are not communicating back to the system every 200 milliseconds, it's going to tell me, hey, I have a communication failure on this specific location, on this specific digital input card. Please go investigate that for me. No more fishing through wires in the ceiling. No more tracing miles and miles of communication cables throughout a facility to understand where I have an issue. The system is going to tell you where your problem is before, again, you cause downtime. Another launch here at the Conair Summit is our RFID wireless proofing system for our resin selection stations. We have that integrated directly into the SmartFLX control, where the SmartFLX control understands all of the sources that are in the system, the material sources such as surge bins, gaylords. If it's controlled or not controlled, we understand what the material is in the system, and we also understand all of the receivers, so all of the destinations. Where are we sending this material? We now, with the resin selection station added to our SmartFLX control, understand where the material is going in the system and how it's passing through each of the resin selection stations. And if you have a proof system like I show here, again, here's a receiver menu, I have my pump, I have my source, and I also understand that the material is passing through a resin selection station to get to that receiver. I can now click this, and with RFID proofing, I understand where all the connections are on the system. I can go through, this is an interactive menu, I can see which sources are hooked up to different fantails. I can select a proofed connection, which shows as a green icon on the control, and I can see my source and also the receiver that's associated with that connection. It furthermore gives the user full visibility as to where all the resin is going in the system and illustrates how you'd like to make a change or what type of changes you'd like to make to the system. Very easy to do. Lastly, I'd like to show how the SmartFLX gives us the ability to customize the user interface for whatever your application is in the field. If we poke into the menu, if I go into configuration and I go to groups, what this allows me to do is I can group any piece of equipment into a system into its own uniquely named group in the control. So imagine I'm an operator, I'm responsible for machines 1 through 5, for example, and those machines all have receivers associated with them. They're all pulling from a source, and it's also pulling through a coupling station or through a resin selection station, and it's proofed in this case. Let's add all of that equipment into a group. I can add the group, and I can call it Mix Group. And now I can pick all the different pieces of equipment that I'd like to add into this group itself. Let's add this pump. Let's assign that to the group. Use my drop-down. I'd like to add a couple of sources. I know that my machines are pulling source 4 in this case, and it's also pulling from source 5. And if I go down to receivers, I now can take the 5, if it was 5 receivers, or in this case I'll just pick 3 for the sake of this video. I can hit done, back out to the main menu. If I go to my groups menu, I can now come down, scroll through all the existing groups that are in the system, and I can now pick the group that's associated with the equipment that I'm responsible for. This allows me to customize this view, put the equipment that I'm only interested in. I don't need to see 100 loaders, I only need to see the 5 that I'm associated with, and it furthermore allows me to customize this down to what I need to see. Lastly, reporting in a material handling system control is very important. You have to understand that there's so many different data points that are floating around all over the place in this control. The great news here is that the SmartFLX has the ability to report on all of those data points and then some, because we can do some trending data as well. What I'd like to show are the reports that are available within the control itself up front with respect to on-demand reports. This is where you can get maintenance review data. You can understand what operator was logged in when to do maintenance events such as cleaning filters or taking pumps offline to do a maintenance event or whatever else. But furthermore, you can look at overall usage of equipment where you can see how long is that pump on in demand, or how long is the pump in idle, or the pump is off, and you can trend that data over time within the SmartFLX itself. Outside of the on-demand reports that are available on SmartFLX, we also have the ability to hook this control up through our Smart Services program as well.